Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another in our series of Dave's Faves. And this one is number 52. It completes our initial deck of cards, but we're playing with a double deck. So we're halfway through our initial deck of cards, or whatever it is. Two-handed canasta, let's call it. And this time, oh, this is such a great record. Oh, goodness. I love this. This is the Robert Kraft first recording on Sony with the Chicago Symphony of the Schoenberg orchestration of the Brahms Piano Quartet No. 1 in G major, or G minor, pardon me. Let me make sure I have that right. I know it's a G, but, who listens to me? Yes, it's G minor. There we go. This was orchestrated and arranged by Schoenberg, and it is one of the greatest, most glorious, most perverse, most totally demented orchestrations you have ever heard in your life. Nothing could sound less like Brahms than Schoenberg. Well, that's not really true. There are moments when it does sound very Brahmsian. Then all hell breaks loose. And that's the fun part, because he lulls you, Schoenberg does, into a sense of complacency. And you think, oh, it's a beautiful work, it's Brahms. And then all of a sudden the xylophone kicks in the finale, and it's like, oh, and the celeste passages, and oh gosh, it's just insane, especially the finale. Up until that point, well, the scherzo has its moments too, but up until that point, it's not too abnormal. What is a little odd and not Brahmsian throughout the whole work is Schoenberg's wonderful emphasis on woodwind timbres and, sort of bony, steely woodwind timbres. It's just, there's none of that cushiness you usually hear with Brahms, and, as often as not, This is great. It's just great. And there have been, originally, when this came out, this was a huge novelty. There were so few performances of this. So very, very few. And since then, of course, there have been about 1 million. So now there's like a bazillion, trillion, zillion of them. And Kraft even did it twice, although his second recording, which is on Naxos, is not nearly as exciting as this one. You've got the Chicago Symphony, but there were other wonderful ones. Nimi Yarvi did a really terrific one, very exciting, and Dochnani did a fabulous one with the Vienna Philharmonic, and Eschenbach did a really good one. There's lots of really good ones now. Let's not kid ourselves. Michael Gielan did one, but I don't think any of them have quite the sense of discovery and sheer panic, when that percussion section kicks in, and excitement that Kraft manages to pack into this performance. He was young then and full of fire, and boy, is this great. And you also get some other wonderful things. This is the Sony Classical Great Performances series recording. And if you get the whole album, which, of course you'll want, you also get the some Schoenberg Bach transcriptions. You get the St. Anne Prelude and Fugue, which is, it's a huge work. That's about 14 minutes long, with the CBC Symphony. And you get two other orchestrations of chorales. You get Schmucke dich, o liebe Seele, and you get Komm Gott, Schöpfer, Heiliger Geist. Yes, come God, Creator, Holy Spirit, and what all that stuff means. And that's with the Columbia Symphony, or one of them, whichever one. And then you also get the Webern arrangement of that little group of Schubert German dances. So it's a nicely filled CD, but of course the prize, the incredible prize, is the Brahms/Schoenberg. And I did a talk on, wacky Schoenberg orchestrations. That's the one where I talked about this piece, because there are quite a few. There's Schoenberg's String Quartet Concerto based on a Handel Concerto Grosso, and there's his absolutely twisted cello concerto based on a Baroque concerto by Mon, that guy, M-O-N-N. Schoenberg did his share of gussying up the earlier classics, and they all come out sounding like Schoenberg. He was so amazing that way. And boy, is that true of this Brahms piece. It's an absolute classic. Some people think it's horrifyingly tasteless. I think that the horrifyingly tasteless elements, if such they are its most endearing qualities, because I have no taste either. So it's just perfect for me. And I know a lot of you love it too. So please, if you can get your hands on this, Robert Kraft, Chicago Symphony, Brahms, Schoenberg, Piano Quartet No. 1 in G minor. You are going to love it. I guarantee it. It's just a knockout. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of Dave's Faves. Oh, and check out the Dave's Faves playlist. I mean, it's really starting to build up now. There's a link below every one of these Dave's Faves pieces so that you can go and sort of, scroll around and see what's there. Take care.